It's been so long, but senior year was rough, but we got through it. Yeah. They don't tell you this, but these hats are super small. They say one size fits all, but eh. It's crazy how many of you watched through everything since I logged off. I was looking at the numbers and it's like hundreds or something. A couple of 1,000. And I don't know, I thought I'd get back on and give an update, like a kind of goodbye post. I don't know how many of you will see it, but I know if you're following the channel enough to want to send off, I guess you'll see this. I don't know. I have a list of everything I want to talk about. It's just the big stuff and a couple little things I thought of. The first one is family. So the brothers, Jamie is 8 now, and he's good. He just finished 2nd grade, which is a huge deal for him. His birthday is in 2 weeks. I got him this, because he loves monkeys. You'll remember that if you watch the videos he's in. Mark is 14, so he doesn't talk to me anymore. I think his friends like me, which is probably weird for him. He should still talk to me, but I get why he doesn't. There's this girl that he likes. Her name is Lacey, and she's 3 grades down from me, so she's probably 15 or 16 or something. Like I said, he won't talk to me. Anyway, there's other stuff with him, but it's not a big deal. It's like some medical stuff. But we're not really supposed to talk about it, so I won't. My parents get freaked out about everything, so it's kind of hard to tell when things are serious, but I think it's probably fine. And then Mom and Dad are okay. I think they're both super spaced about me going to college in the fall, but I think they're also really happy I finally chose where I'm going. Because, for months, my dad was like, Greta, you have to pick somewhere. I can't help you plan for your dorm and loans and debt, and, where are you gonna get a job unless you pick a place? I don't know, you don't want to go to the wrong place. So I'm going to Southwest. Go Hornets. It's not really the coolest mascot, but you guys know I don't do sports, so it's fine. I bought this ugly hat from the gift shop when I toured. Okay, I thought I had it. I probably lost it. This is for the best. Oh shit. I was gonna intro each point, but I kind of just slipped into that one. I'm going to Southwest for business, which sounds lame, and it probably is, but you can do pretty much anything with a general business degree, and I don't know what I want to do yet. I was talking to my grandma the other day, and she was telling me about what it was like to be a nurse, because that's what she did for 40 years. She said, when I was a nurse, everyone was always saying how fulfilling it must be to help people and save lives and deliver babies and stuff, and I never understood that, why it had to be like that. Because couldn't I just be a nurse? A factory worker puts cars together all day, and no one ever says, wow, that must be so fulfilling. I mean, of course I like helping people, but that's my job. That's what I do for money. And I do it because it's something I'm comfortable doing. But my purpose and passion was always something else. Sometimes it was painting or travel, because I've always liked to travel. And being a nurse and having a steady job always helped me do that. So yes, I like being a nurse and it's a good job. But your job isn't always the thing that makes you totally, completely fulfilled and happy. Sometimes it's your family or bird watching or something else. So I just thought that was cool because that's true. And everyone says, do the thing you love, but what if I love snowboarding? And I only get to do that a few days a year on vacation. Am I a total life failure? No, because I can get a job with a business degree that's really good and stable and pays well, and then I can use that money and vacation time to pay for an apartment and watch movies and go on vacation and skate with friends. So, I don't know. Everyone just expects you to have this plan and this love for whatever your job is going to be. And that's fine, but it's maybe I won't love my job. And that's okay. Your job isn't your life. And I don't have job written down because I don't know. When I get to Southwest, I'm working in this cute coffee shop off campus. I'm doing mornings, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. My dad wanted me to work the whole week, but I told him, everybody thinks they can do everything when they start school, but you have to give yourself grace. Which is just something my counselor said that I repeated, but I think he understood what I meant. obviously we're gonna get to this one. So I broke up with Dylan. And I know that's going to shock a bunch of you because we were together so long and young love is pure and all of that, but here's the thing. It didn't work. It just didn't. He's going to school across the country and he's constantly working, and we just got to a point this year where we said to each other, this is it. I love you, but this is it. And it has to stop. And I know that's not the fairy tale ending thing that you guys wanted, but it's not what worked for us. You know, I've mostly gotten over it, but Dylan was a huge, huge part of my life. And I'm not throwing all of that out with him. Like, I'm not going in and taking down all the videos he was in, and I'm not giving him back all the clothes I borrowed, and I'm not like keying his car or dumb shit like that. It was genuinely mutual and honest and understanding. I don't think we ever had a fight. It was just time. And I think you eventually get to a point where you understand that. It felt like a huge deal when it happened, and it's only been a few months, but like, I think some people are just meant for certain seasons in your life. And I'm not saying Dylan was just there to like serve a purpose or something. I just think we were both in each other's lives for a reason, and to push each other forward as people, and to love each other through the shitty time that high school can be. And that's honestly really beautiful and wonderful, and something I'm going to hold on to and be appreciative of forever. And yes, I still have that stupid plastic ring he got me at the arcade. And I'll wear it if I want. And nobody has to know where it's from. I can just wear the ring and let it be special and be quiet about it. It can mean something to me and not be this point of attachment or regret. Like, I can just appreciate the version of me who got a ring from a boy she loved and who loved her. And I think that's really great. I think the whole idea of only ever being with one person is terrifying. So unless I'm gonna go burn everybody's house down, I'm gonna live with all the beautiful people in my rear view. It's not always going to work out, but I can still love those times and those versions of myself that needed a partner. So I know all of you want to be like, fuck Dylan, but no, don't fuck Dylan, because he's a great guy and the season is just over. No, I haven't met anyone new. I'm waiting to be swept off my feet at Southwest, which probably won't happen. I'll probably be at some sweaty, drunk frat party and see some idiot across the room that I like, and things will go from there. Not in like a bad way, but in a, yeah, that was fun, and maybe not again way. Which I feel is kind of like essential in college. And I definitely forgot some family thing. It'll probably come back. I should have done like several small bullet points under the one I have. Well, here. Now we're on to smaller things, and if I think of the family thing, I'll go back to it. Anyway, so I think a month ago, I went to this debate meet in Holland, which is like 3 towns over. And we were on a bus, even though there were only like 6 of us, so there was a bunch of room. And the ride was like, I don't know, like maybe 45 minutes? And I was with this whole group of girls because none of the guys came back this year. They all did football or basketball or whatever else they wanted. And I'm not super close with the girls, so I just sat in the back of the bus and rehearsed my speech, which I always do. I'm like a whole different person when I'm at competition. I don't think you guys would recognize me. I don't say like or kinda or anything like that. And I don't repeat words and phrases 100 times like I do here. I don't really know what it is about being in front of the judges, but it like scares that out of me. So anyway, we're still going, and I've done my speech like 3 times in my head, so there's nothing else to do. There's no internet in between here and Holland because it's just a wasteland of farms and fields and stuff. Oh my god. But anyways, I just have to look out the window at the back of the bus, and we're driving and driving, and the fields keep going by, and there hasn't been a house in like 10 minutes. We're in this big dead spot between towns, and while we're driving, I see this little dot zoom by outside the window. And I'm sitting right next to the back window, so I scoot over and look behind us. Well, it's super hard to see because of the dust, but I can just make out the outline of a dog. It was actually so dusty that I couldn't tell it was a dog at that part. But I run up to the front of the bus and I ask Mrs. Donner, who drives us everywhere because she's the only mom on the team with a CDL. Anyway, I ask her to stop for the dog because there hasn't been a house in like 5 miles and it has to be lost. So she actually stops, which I couldn't believe, and me and the other girls got out of the bus and walked down the road. And the thing, which we figured out it was a dog then, it was limping and really skinny and obviously hadn't eaten in forever. So I asked Mrs. Donner if we could bring it on the bus with us and try to feed it some of our food, because we all brought lunches with us. And she was super hesitant and everything because of school policy, but we convinced her, debate team. But so we bring the dog on the bus and we check to see if she's a boy or a girl, and she's a girl. And we look for a name tag, but we can't find anything, so she goes with us to the meet. And she ate some of Ryan's sandwich, which was just turkey, so we thought it was fine for a dog to have. But we did the meet and she sat in the bus with all the windows down. And I won this, by the way. I got first, which almost never happens. I placed a bunch this year, but first. I just think that's really cool. Anyway, we got back to the bus and went home, and she came with us. We called all the farmers around there, but no one was missing a dog, so then it was kind of up to us if she went to a pound or not. And all the girls loved her, but no one could really take a dog. So I was the only person left, and I thought about it, and I was like, well, I could take her, which was probably a bad idea considering I'm going to a place where you can't even have dogs, but we're figuring out with Southwest, so we're probably gonna lie and say she's a service dog. Which I probably shouldn't say on here, I guess. Anyway, once I took her, I had to name her. And since Grandma Sadie passed away a couple years ago, I thought Sadie was a good name. And she's still really skinny, but she's starting to look a lot better. I've had her for about a month. Yeah. She really likes to stick her nose under your arm and push your arm up like this. Yeah, like this. It's really cute, but I thought I'd share that story on top of the big stuff because, I don't know, I just think it's really cool. She just kind of came out of nowhere, walked forever, and then just by total chance, ended up here with me. I just think, she might have found something to eat or somewhere to sleep, but there's a really good chance she would have died if we hadn't stopped. And I'm not saying that to be like, oh, I saved a dog, because I don't think of her as some rescue. She's just a dog who I love, and it's like a friend, But that's interesting because I think she came really close to dying. And if it weren't for the universe or God or whatever pushing us together at that exact moment, or if I had been talking to someone or not looking out the window at the perfect time, I don't know. That would have just been it. And I wouldn't have this awesome, sweet, really obnoxious old dog who gets lost in my house all the time. So I'm just really grateful that things happened the way they did, and that the small things all kind of went together. Because I think it was good for me and her. Probably not for Southwest, but I'm going to try and train her to go in the right places and not bark. Which she doesn't really anyway. I think she's too old. And we got this collar made the other day. Sadie's at a vet's appointment with my mom, or I would have showed her to you. Maybe I'll put up a picture of us when I move in at Southwest. Oh, I remember the family thing I was gonna say. It wasn't actually new information, but I was just going to say that if anything new happens with Mark, I'll maybe make a video about it. Like I said, I don't really know how serious anything is because my parents are really careful about talking about it, and Mark is I don't know, he was quiet before, but now he's really, really quiet. And I'm trying not to let it bother me because it's probably nothing, but I don't know. Sometimes you just get that feeling, like something isn't the way it's supposed to be. Whatever it is, though, I think it'll probably be okay. Because Sadie is getting better, and she was pretty hopeless, so whatever Mark has will be fine too. But again, I don't really know. So if anything changes, I'll tell you. My parents, I think, wanted to talk about it today, but they haven't really said anything about it in a while. So maybe after Mom is home with Sadie, but it's probably fine. But thank you guys for watching. Seriously, I never really decided if this was a journal or a diary or home movie thing, but whatever it is, it has a lot of memories and moments and things that are really irreplaceable and important to me. So if you've gotten anything out of it, that's just really cool. And I'm honored. So, that's the list. I hope you guys felt like you got something out of that, and feel a little updated. Like I said, I'll maybe post a picture of Sadie and me later this year so you guys can see what she looks like. And maybe I'll start posting videos again. Yeah, I don't really know. I think this is probably it for now. Like I said, I think college is just going to be a lot. Plus working and Sadie. Anyway, just be thinking of Mark and me and Sadie and everybody, really. And thanks for watching.